Welcome to my channel. If you are new here, very much welcome. I hope you find it interesting, helpful, or at least amusing. And for your repeat offenders, thank you so much for stopping in once again. I appreciate it. So we have 3 piles that we're going to begin. Pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. Nothing new. We're not reinventing the wheel. And today's topic, though, is going to be shadow work made easy. We're going to explore different things like how this affects you, what you will see once you start addressing the issue, and then the outcome, okay? So this is not going to be a very long reading. It is just some helpful tips and tricks to help us get that energy moving and started. So, and yes, I did put them in the correct order in case you're curious. So here we go. For those that chose pile number 1, the Mildew Fairy. So first of all, she's in a dark, dank place, and it says it's cleanup time. So the Mildew Fairy is here to tell us that there's something in our lives that needs a cleanup. It can be our actual homes, the physical surrounding, your car, things like that. Or it can simply be people around you, situations. I mean, there's a lot that we can all stand a little bit of cleanup. So only you know what this is going to pertain to. But I'm feeling like this has a lot of emotional repercussions. And by the way, I too need to clean up, by the way. So this is not a judgment, but you know, there is different reasons for having algae, and it helps the ecosystem, things like that. But when things become stagnant in our own environments where it's not meant to, for example, have mildew or algae or anything like that, that means that we've neglected certain areas of our self-care. So this is a time to clean those up. Maybe your shower needs a good scrubbing or a good clean up thing. Now with this card, there's a caution just to have balance. Maintain your balance, and potentially not even having to use any harsh chemicals. I mean, using natural chemicals as well, or homemade things can maybe have a really helpful effect as well for those of you that are into that, like green clean. So that would be an issue as well. But I feel like this environment, even if it's rearranging your furniture around or moving pictures around until it feels just right, airing your home, your apartment, your whatever it is, wherever that you live, can really have some helpful pluses, some benefits to do, right? And I'm going to say that number 1 in the 15, we're going to go there. This is about new beginnings. If you want a new beginning, clean up your environment. That's going to allow for new energy, but most importantly, I feel like it's going to help you to gain clarity of mind and heart as well, and also lift your vibration, because that stagnancy causes us to feel depressed, repressed, whatever. Okay, now number 5, this is going to open you up to a lot of changes as well, or a lot of changes need to be happening around you in order for this cleanup to be able to happen. Now I personally am moving once again, and so this is totally going to be my pile. But all right, so without further ado, how does this affect our pile number 1? Pile number 1. Why is this Mildew Fairy here? How does this affect us? For those that chose pile number 1, show me now. Yeah, it has a great influence. So we talked about this. It does have a lot of influence on how we feel, how we think, where we're headed, just basically everything. And I think it's even like how they're covering up here. There could be some shame associated with it. But it influences, for example, like if you have people over, if people want to come over, or if you even wanted someone to come over, it could have a profound effect on how you present yourself to the world, or how you allow people in your life, things like that. It is a number 7, so this is really affecting you even spiritually, I feel. And it's something that always comes back to bite some of us, okay? And I feel like there are different blooms here. There's a lot of beauty to be had in your surroundings. There just needs to be pruning and cleaning up, okay? How else does this affect us, please? Show me now. convention. So maybe some of us feel like that's putting us in a box, having to have like the quintessential home and all the lawn manicured and pruned and everything just in perfect order. And it makes you feel like you're hammering yourself into a little box. And what I'm going to say about that is I think that we need to kind of change our mindset a little bit about it. It's not about meeting anyone else's standards. It's about clearing up our own energy and inviting new energy and feeling better just overall, okay? So number 10 right here is also now to number 1. It reduces to number 1 as well. And this is the beginning of something. So it's kind of like your foundation, the beginning of movement, the beginning of change for sure. So the way we look at it is if you're stuck kind of like being in a mindset of, oh, this is what everybody does, you know, laundry on Mondays, mows the lawns on Tuesdays, and on Wednesday it's meal prep, and on Thursdays it's grocery shopping, whatever the case may be, and you don't want to fall into that convention. I totally understand. I would just maybe look at things a little bit differently and do it for your own benefit, not to fit in with anyone else, obviously, right? So the next card I have for you is going to be what you will see when you start addressing this particular issue. Let me get this out of the way. So for my pile number 1, when you start addressing this issue, what can we expect, please? What can we expect? For pile number 1, that one flips, so I'm just going to take it. Ooh, look. It's a 10 of earth. This is everything in a balance, loyalty, feeling self-contained, feeling secure and grounded. I love how the yellows and greens are pulling through here. It's a really stark contrast to what this has. So I feel like you have a lot of abundance coming to you. And it's the same thing as like with our children. If we continue giving, and they're ungrateful, or if they don't treat their stuff with like respect or with gratitude or with love, then it just tends to make us not want to buy them anything else. And I think the universe is very much similar or the same. So this is, you know, perhaps you have kind of a messy jewelry box or an area that you need to kind of clean up, and that will, you know, it doesn't have to be perfect, but I feel like devoting some time to that can lend itself to stability and more abundance for sure. More wealth, it just shows. It's almost like a signal to the universe that you're welcoming in more abundance into your life, that you can handle it. What else do we need to see? Show me now. And I heard, okay, it's a self-perpetuating cycle. So we kind of like don't do things, or we get depressed and we feel stagnant and we don't move. And maybe we just plop down on the couch and watch, I don't know, YouTube or whatever, Netflix, and we just don't feel like anything. We're feeling like confined, sad, whatever. But the minute you start kind of like moving things out of the area, you start getting different thoughts, because vibrationally it does affect you. The Hierophant. So this is about, I feel like this is about commitment and old establishment, but also having like belongings that belong on your personal altar. It doesn't mean you have an altar or even need one. It just means that this is my sacred place, where wherever I live, wherever I sleep should be my sacred place, and the items that I have should make me happy, make me feel good, and be easy to look at. If it's causing you pain, distress, bad memories, things like that, it's definitely time to reevaluate. What are you committed to? Are you committing yourself to having these belongings that cause you pain? And I'm not judging. Definitely I fall in line with that. So I've gotten rid of some of that stuff, and I probably have more that I can just let go. But this is something that will really connect you with your intuition. It will heighten things for you. It will help you to feel more in control, more balanced. And again, it will bring more change into your life the more you head in this direction. And that's how it's going to affect you. It'll bring better change. Maybe even a commitment, okay? What else do we need to know about this pile number 1? Show me now. 5 of Earth. So this could feel like she's got her hand on her chest. I don't know if you can see that right there. But this is all about feeling destitute, like I have nothing. And looking at the past, there's a lot of reminiscing. So perhaps you're holding on to things, reminiscing about the past, feeling like, you know, it's easy to do like a cleanup. It's easy to do, look at things like shows like Hoarders or whatever, and pass judgments. But when you get deep down inside, there's like deep psychological reasons why people cling to things. And so I'd propose to you that perhaps you're looking at the past. Perhaps you're looking at a dream that you once had, a desire that you once had. Maybe it was somebody that passed away and you kept their belongings for sentimental reasons. Maybe it was a parent, a lover, a brother, or somebody of significance. Or it could have just been, not just, but it could have been a dream or a desire that you've had that's old and outworn. Or maybe the method that you're trying to achieve these things hasn't worked out for you and you're having a lot of sorrow about that. And so whatever these items can be, perhaps it's clinging you. It's a tie to the past and it makes you feel like you have nothing, okay? And for those of us that look at the world a little bit different, even some of you could be saying, well, I don't own anything, I don't have anything. And I totally understand that. It could be just stagnant energy of, you know, I don't know, like old letters or old cards, things like that. So only you can be the judge of that. But any last healing messages? What's the outcome for my pile number 1, please? Show me now. And shadow work is not easy, it's messy. Message of air, you'll get clarity. Clarity will come, but not only that, you'll have the ability to actually speak your truth, voice your truth, and you can still look at your past, but have a different perspective about it. Perhaps I feel her throat chakra is totally open and she's got a ton of feathers on her head, on her mind. So this is clarity and speaking your truth with the blue, but also this is peace and the ability to address things head on and not hide or kind of bury things away. Okay, so a lot of clarity for you, a lot of good things if you just do small increments to work towards this goal. And then I feel detachment, like you're able to kind of analyze and even, I don't know, maybe I should make a different video about letting things go in like the whole process. Because I feel like this could activate different parts of your brain, like different joys, different sorrows, different triggers. It could make you feel like lonely, or it can make you feel happy, and maybe holding each object in question and saying, well, have I worn it? Your practicality, that kind of a thing. But maybe you're clinging on to it because it triggers a certain emotion, like I want to look like this, or that's when I felt my best, or so-and-so gave me this. But really holding each object and saying, okay, does it make my life better now? Do I feel good about this now? Can I wear it now? Is this me now? Or, you know, things like that. So I feel like you're going to achieve a level of attachment. And look, you have the number 1 being referenced again, 1111. Well, 1111 can be important to you. I made a numbers video yesterday. You might want to look that one up too. There could be something there for you. But I feel like this will help you get a movement and get clarity as well. That water is super clear. So getting detached from things that no longer serve you can really be of assistance for you. And that, my friend, is your shadow work. Much love to you, much luck to you, and namaste. Hi, pile number 2. This is your quick mini shadow work reading. If you chose this pile, your card that's going to anchor us is a sewer mermaid. Your sensuality is beautiful. Look at that mermaid. She's definitely a diva and a little bit angry. So I'm going to say for this pile, some of you could have triggers about body image. Triggers about feeling like maybe you're not thin enough, smart enough, pretty enough, that people aren't going to want you. You don't dress the right way. You don't know how to do your makeup. Maybe your hair is curly. You want it straight, and you think that that's the epitome of beauty, or vice versa. Whatever the case may be, there is a toxicity here that is going on. Sorry about the noise. With your emotions and how you view yourself. So it could be body dysmorphia. These messages get deep, really deep, you guys. I'm getting confirmation on top of my head. Some of you guys think you have like bellies that are unattractive, or your arms are too big and you don't want to wear sleeveless things, or that you don't have like the right size butt, the right size boobs, things like that. And that's all about, you know, being the mermaid sewer, or the sewer mermaid. So I guarantee you that people don't really look at you that way, okay? If you've had a person or two that has mentioned those things against you and said, for example, you're too fat, you're too old, or any of those things, that is a toxic person. That is no reflection on you, my dear. That is everything to do with that toxic person speaking and spouting at the mouth out of a motive that, you know, who knows and who cares. But the point of this matter is, I find it interesting actually, is the number 25. So I'm going to pick the first number, the 2. To me, the 2 is all about balance, your personal power, okay? So I feel like this is affecting your personal power, how you view yourself in the mirror, how you present yourself to the world. I feel there's a measure of like defiance and self-hate. For some of you guys, you could have been involved in like, unfortunately, some self-harm, maybe cutting, or I heard for one of you, maybe 2 of you, bloodletting, if you know what that is. And you know, but if you don't, it's yeah, it's where you kind of cut yourself and bleed, kind of a thing, just to watch the flow, like on a pretty big scale. But anyways, this could be something that you have really struggled with for a long time, and even if no one projected this on you, it's how you are seeing yourself. So I'm going to say that that mirror that you're looking through is not a correct mirror, not a correct lens. It's totally like that body dysmorphia. It's like a funhouse mirror, totally out of proportion with what reality is. And so maybe it's time to just really look and balance and listen to where that voice initially came from. Why, who made you feel bad about your body to begin with, or who made you feel dirty, or whatever the case may be. It could have been a parent that said something, or it could have been a lover, or a family member, or maybe you were mocked because you were always too thin, or whatever the case may be. I would trace that fucker down, pardon my French, to the core and figure out where that came from, okay? Because that comes from somewhere. That way you can start addressing things. I'm getting a lot of activity in my crown chakra. You can start addressing things the way they need to. Now, this to me almost looks like a bookshelf, and it's totally empty, and this is almost like a tunnel. Like there's nothing, everything is like barren behind her. And it's like a huge void or a vacuum. And I feel like this is you neglecting yourself. You know, like saying, well, I don't need a pedicure or manicure, I don't do those things. Like, why do people do that? And instead of just really looking and saying, well, am I worth it? And changing your mind about this, because I feel like there's an anger behind it and a resentment, and maybe you judge other people because they do take care of themselves, or whatever the case may be. But I would propose to you that this is simply a trigger, okay? So with finding your personal power, you are going to start looking and seeing, okay, well, like, would I judge any other person if they had boobs like that, or stomach like that, or thighs like that, or feet like that, whatever the case may be? Would I judge somebody else like that if they had similar complexion, similar hair, similar eyes? And usually the answer is no. So that's a red flag for you to really turn that toxicity and ditch it. Like, there's no reason to have that in your life. I definitely recommend therapy. I've been there, done that. But for those of us that really have issues with our bodies and body dysmorphia, you could even feel like not sensual, even if you're married or coupled or whatever, feeling like it's something dirty or hated. Okay, and there's work to be done there, because you're dearly loved and you're divine. You're made in the image of spirit. And so I just would say that that's something major that you can change. There is a number 5, but here a lot of changes and fluctuations. It might take some work, but it will be well worth it. Why? Because you are well worth it. How this affects you, please. Actually, that's the wrong deck. How this affects my pile number 2. And number 2, again, personal power, right? How does this affect my pile number 2? Show me now. It's about strategy and decision. It's about saying, I don't want to hear anymore. I can make it through that door if I want to. It doesn't matter. I'm getting like wheelchair vibes with this. Even if I'm confined to a wheelchair, I could be beautiful, I could be boss, I could have strategies, I could make myself better however I see fit. And so it's all about strategizing your upglow and changing your mind and enlisting cooperation. Cooperate with you first, right? That's the energy we need to conquer. And then maybe even an assistant, like maybe a therapist, a friend, or whatever, that whenever you're starting to say mean things to yourself, they stop you and say, hey, that's not okay. Like, I personally tell my friends, I'm like, don't talk about my friend that way. And it's my friend talking about themselves, and I don't like it. So I try to gently remind people around me it's not okay, even though I too struggle with this issue. So just knowing that your sensuality is beautiful, develop a strategy, write 10 things that you love about yourself. Okay, you could start there. 10 things that you like when you look in the mirror. And it may be difficult initially, but even better yet, write 10 compliments that people give you. And those small little efforts can have really big rewards. You can kind of look them over later, and that can help you to understand that, yeah, you're looking at things from the wrong perspective also, and encourage you to move in a different direction. Okay, yeah. So I'm hearing practicality. Now, those are practical moves, and enthusiasm. So you're going to be like, yeah, let's do this. Nah, what the hell, too much effort. So I feel like some of you guys are saying, how practical is this? Like, how practical is it to write down 10 things that, 10 compliments or things I like about myself? I think it is very practical. Why? Because your mind right now has reached a phase where you are your own enemy. You've turned against yourself. The person looking in the mirror is looking back with hate and animosity, anger, resentment, and a lack of love, and that needs to change. Okay, practicality is the number 10. It feels is that laborious? Is that how you pronounce it? But look at these. This reminds me of Puerto Rico, by the way, and how they use the ox to plow the earth and stuff like that, where I'm from. Anyways, but it could be plotting, it could be just like exhausting, and you wonder why. Well, why is going to be in your major transformation. It is practical. The number 10 feels like a burden, but look, once you do all this stuff, what is ready to grow and transform? All of these are ready to rise up and bloom for you. And so I feel like you'd have a lot of beauty, a lot more peace, and a lot of more positive things coming towards you. I feel like your environment would change. Actually, so much would change. Now, you're telling me here with the number 9, again, it's like exhausting, okay? Because it came sideways. It's like, yeah, I totally get it. Oh my gosh, like I can gain my own crown. I can gain my own stability. I can gain my own wreath, or whatever that is, and have even the angels celebrate me, and have the sun, the moon, the stars kind of support, like the divine. Your intuition tells you that this could be something big, okay? But I feel like you're gonna be like, that's too much effort, and I don't want to do it. That's too much effort, and you know, back and forth. And then perhaps you're like, yeah, that's a great idea. So keep in the flow of what is progressive and helpful to you. Remember that to make a new habit, I think it's like 28 days to make a new habit and to break an old one. And you may not feel the initial enthusiasm, but the more things you write on your list, even if you start out small, I've gotten 2 compliments in a whole week, you know, keep writing those down because it will not disappoint. I would just stop and write that on your phone to help you experience and see some movement in this area. Because the more you do that, the more you embrace, the more you're going to be able to look at yourself right in the mirror, eye to eye, and feel a sense of contentment, a glow up, a happiness, and a peace. There's peace to be had here, but there is work to be done, my friend, okay? What else do we need to know about my pile number 2, please? Show me now. Submission. So maybe this is saying that this is how things have always been. You feel trapped in a cage. I don't even know how to change it. It feels monumental. But the door and the gate is open. Now you have ideas. Now you don't really have an excuse. Just excuse of the bird that is cage bound that doesn't want to escape. Okay, because the world is scary on the outside, or it might be exhausting to fly because there's so many places to go. When I'm used to this tiny little cage, if somebody is placed you in a small cage, It is your duty to yourself and your responsibility to set yourself free. And I think with that, you're going to encounter so much abundance, so much beauty, and look at the world differently. I see a blush, like just like so much more love and positivity. Love can have to do with, you know, there are many different types of love, not just romantic love. So there's that as well, but it starts with you. Outcome, if you accept the challenge of this micro shadow work, please. For my pile number 2, what is the outcome? For pile number 2, should they choose to work on this? Oh, nice. Okay, here we go. Knight of Air. Okay, the outcome is going to cause some anxiety. Yeah, but look at all the blue coming in, totally different than this. That means that you're going to start speaking your truth. Ideas are going to come and go to you. It's going to be really important at that time just to balance yourself out and not get caught in your mind. That's why writing things down is going to be really important. Counteract that. What is the outcome for my pile number 2? Show me now. And again, clarity. This came out in pile number 1. There might be a message in there for you as well. So you will gain clarity. You'll be able to speak your truth. You'll be able to make peace with things from the past. I feel like this is a new creation, very different from the Seer Mermaid. And there is abundance to be had, okay? But there is a lot of truth to be spoken. So I feel your throat chakra activation. You're going to start speaking more truth instead of toxicity, especially to that person looking directly in the mirror. So I hope this resonates. If it did, please do give me a like, share, comment, subscribe. Let me know that you like this kind of content. And much love to you and good luck to you. Namaste. You're worth it. Hi, pile 3. If you chose pile 3, this is your reading. Don't get scared. Hear me out. Death in the Maiden, invasion, boundaries violated, and dominance. So I feel like this is exactly what they spelled out for us. Death in the Maiden has everything to do with somebody in lack around you, trying to steal your thunder, steal your light, steal your joy, steal even, sometimes it could be your very life, the life substance. And what I mean by that is they steal your emotions, they encroach, they don't respect that you need maybe time alone or time to think about things your own self or make your own decisions. These are boundary crashers. And once a person starts boundary crashing and they feel extremely comfortable with that, it's really hard to disengage from that person. And I well know this one as well. So it is an invasion. It is a dominance. It's almost like, okay, for example, if this is a love partner, this could be like, you know, well, I'm the man, I'm the person, and I'm here. You're the one that you need me to lean on. So they can talk down to you and make you feel gaslighted and feel like you don't know what you're talking about, so that you welcome and allow that kind of invasion. Also, somebody continually reminding you that you make bad decisions financially, I heard. And this is somebody who they want the power to make decisions for you. They want the power to influence for their own very nefarious reasons, okay? This person is like a vapid void. Okay, I don't know if that's a thing, but it is now. And what I'm saying is it's going to be very important that you protect your energy, protect your own ideas, protect your boundaries, and not allow yourself to be dominated by that great force. For those of you that are younger in years, this could be a parent, or even older in years, doesn't make a difference. This could be a parent right in her ear, leaning over, wanting to see everything that she's made up of. This mermaid is totally naked, and this person is like clinging to them. It's almost like, I don't have a life without you. I can't live without you. You have to be near me. You have to live with me. You have to do as I say because I know best. I've lived life. Well, yeah, they have lived life, and look at where it got them. So it got them to the point that they are feeding off of other people. This is the quintessential energy vampire. But even worse than that, they desire to rule you with an iron fist and have thus far. This could be somebody that doesn't respect any privacy whatsoever. They want to know what kind of panties you're wearing, what you're writing in your journal. They want to know what soap you use, or what you wash your shampoo with, how much this costs when you buy something, everything like that. Okay, they want access to you 1000%, and they want nothing like she has no clothes. I mean, come on now. They want you to be able to have nothing hidden from them, what they consider hidden. This person I just shuffled is drama. They thrive on drama, on the tug of warring, on getting your stomach tied in knots. This person wants to kind of, I feel like just almost like this lion is hungry. This person just wants to eat you. So it could be like, I want to be you. I want to be exactly the way you are. Or this skeleton, if they can jump into that girl. The skeleton is shy of jumping in and taking over this poor girl's body. So I feel like this has caused you a lot of grief. It's made you feel like you can't go anywhere, like you're stagnant, like you're trapped. But if you look behind you, this wall is beginning to crumble. And so what has set up this dynamic does have its cracks. And if you work on those cracks, you can actually dissolve this wall entirely, okay? And again, this could be a roommate situation. This could be a parent that's domineering, dogmatic. This could be a lover, a brother, or a significant other. This could be whatever, okay? So there is drama to be had. There's a lot of, they thrive on that fluctuation of causing you like grief, and they almost feed off of that, I feel, because she's even like wanting to cry, and this lion's like, I don't care. And this person can even try to control you by being angry, roaring, and dominating, clouding your thinking, making you feel like catastrophizing. I heard is like feeling like everything is going to be a catastrophe because you can't think for yourself, okay? So they're definitely within your ear telling you some bullshit. You need to pull away from that and start protecting your own self, okay? The number 2 right here is indicative of, you know, balance in your personal power. So this person feels like their personal power is okay to have power over you. That's their personal power. But they have no self-dominance. It's dominance of other people. Now, the number 8 tells me that this could be a cycle that's been happening for a long, long time, and that you've suffered greatly at the hands of. And it could look like perhaps like you're in college or you're at work or whatever, and you're getting calls from your parents, and maybe you're 25, and they're like, why did you spend money on here? They have access to like your credit card information or whatever, and what do you think you're doing, and what time you get off of work, and you're freaking an adult. You don't need that in your life anymore. It's time to cut the cord, and it's time to set that boundary of, you know what, this is my life and that's yours. We are separate. So the 8, it's almost actually like the serpent eating its tail. This knot right here makes me feel like it's continuing over and over again. It's like never ending, okay? And that's where they actually get off. They get their self-esteem from you, from controlling you, from, you know, in some instances, this could be somebody actually physically violating you. So they feel like they want to jump into your body. And you could feel under control of this image of this person, even if they're no longer with you. You could feel like they're constantly in your mind or in your ear. Okay, and that would require some deep therapy, some maybe EMDR therapy. That would help as well. Opening up to a friend that you trust, things like that. There's a lot of different resources out there for you. Getting some self-help groups or, yeah, so something like that that would really help you. But there are cracks on the foundation, cracks on the wall behind for you to escape. There is a way out, my friend. Don't feel trapped. 8, 9, 10. So when you add these up, it's like, look, I'm taking back my personal power. I see the cycles, and I'm out. I'm taking back my boundaries. You're not allowed in this area anymore. This is invasion of my privacy. Do you mind? You don't need to know what kind of panties I wear, what kind of shoes I'm wearing. Why is that so important? Other than you want to be freaking like, you want to be me almost, okay? So the 28 is telling me that this is going to, it's like, at the very end, almost like at the very end of its climax, okay? And I think that you see it, but it's going to be a time for action. Otherwise, you'll feel dead inside, just as dead as this person is. And with that, it's going to reset you to a 1, new beginnings. But a lot of changes have to happen in order for that to happen, okay? So how this affects you, please show me now. Status. So maybe this person feels like, look, there's 1 crown and 2 heads. And this person feels like you're not an individual, you're an extension of them. That's pure toxicity. This person has no self-esteem. They actually want to take over your life. And in some cases, and if this resonates, it could be somebody who wants to actually take your life. So I'm not a doomsday, but this could be, and if you're in that situation, you know exactly what this is, okay? Then number 2, once again, about personal power. They have no personal power. They see the ability to have control over you, and that's why they want to control you. So I feel like this is really taking you down to ashes, or not allowing you to grow whatsoever. And it's been really, really heavy and dark and dismal, and it's time for this to end. So tell me why there are 1 crown and 2 heads here that want to be crowned. I mean, it's almost like anything that you do, they want to take the glory and or the credit for, okay? So, manipulation and speculation, these are jumpers. And so this person can be somebody who has Cancer qualities or Cancer in your life, or they could just be saying that, you know what, this person is so manipulative, and this almost, and it's like a 4, but it looks like a 2 in some instances. And what I'm going to say about that is this person can be working on your subconscious, trying to strategize. Look, the eye seeing everything. It can even be giving you the evil eye, okay? And that energy, seeking to manipulate and dominate is of old. They've always been this way. You can, like, whenever they're around, they don't know how to, like, control themselves. So they've got 3 stars here. And then the eye right here. And I feel like this could have been even somebody who does, like, brujeria or juju or witchcraft, things like that. Just even subconsciously giving people the evil eye and just having that jealousy, or that, like, that belongs to me, why do you get this, that, and the other, is just another form of manipulation, okay? So it's a highly manipulative person. They know, and they see, and they orchestrate and strategize in order to get what they want, which is really dangerous for you. Look, we have the 8, and then we've got the 4, which of course is like the 2s. So you and them, they consider that stability, when it's not. It should be 2 individuals having any relationship, whether it's a parent-child, whether it's a friend-friend, whether it's a lover, brother, whatever, auntie. It should be 2 individuals having any type of relationship, not you complete me bullshit, okay? What you'll see coming once you start addressing this, please show me now. Okay, so seduction, but even more than that, what I'm seeing is it's almost like I feel like she's running away. She's like, I'm getting the F out, I'm the hell out of here. And once again, still naked, but not even caring. It's like, I'll use my hair to cover my own down self. And stepping out of this, that's been this dirt, this old dusty situation, into the new, into something lighter and brighter and firmer, and where actually you can step on the ground that is fertile and beautiful. And she has like an apple or something here. So I feel like this is like stepping into your own fruition, maybe even stepping into more love in your life and things that are more beautiful, and a gentler time with yourself. And so I think this is a great card. It's a number 12, so the 1 is about new beginnings. It will help you if you start addressing this and working on it. I will help you with a new beginning, with new starts in every area of your life. And then number 2 is going to help you reclaim what really is your personal power, okay? If you've never had it before, it's going to feel really radically different. You're going to need support, friends, family, anybody who's really supportive and does not have an agenda for you or against you, okay? The number 12 would reduce to number 3. That is cooperation, collaboration, creativity. You're going to find things that are like beautiful once again, and optimism and love, and even seduction if that is something that you want. So everything is waiting for you on the up and up. And I feel like you're going to escape this by the skin of your chinny chin chin, or that's how it's going to feel. Okay, but any progress, you know, standing firm on, yeah, you don't need to know that, and confronting it over and over again, or removing yourself from the situation. So what is the outcome of this from my pile number, what are we, 3? Pile number 3, yes. And by the way, pile number 2 could have something in there for you as well. Actually, pile number 1 as well. So if you feel led to or called to, check those out. But definitely pile number 2. So for pile number 3, what is the outcome here? If we address this, show me now. The Emperor, look, your own damn stability. There's only one ruler, your body, your life, your ruler, your rules, okay? One ruler, you make the rules, you decide how things go, you have the sword of clarity. Nobody's going to be able to bullshit you any longer. You're strong enough, and you in turn are actually the lion here instead of this half-ass shaved lion here, okay? So this is somebody pretending to be a lion, postulating, puffing up their chest, in manipulation. And you, in fact, are the Emperor. So you hold all the cards here. You have 4. This is about your personal balance, about feeling balanced once again, about gaining personal power, about understanding how to do that, how to cut through the bullshit that doesn't serve, and how to lay down a foundation that you are comfortable with, that speaks to you, and that you can be calm and at peace, not stressed and used as a prop, okay? So I didn't expect this to get super deep, but here we are. This is shadow work for you. If you like this type of reading, do please give me a like, share, comment, subscribe, and yeah, drop a line in the comments below. I'd really like to know a little bit more about this if you're able to. Much love to you. Namaste.